I'm gonna be making a teen show ranking list of my own. I just got done watching TRINLOVELL's video. I love her. I think we're the same age. She gets me, like we see each other. See each other. I've seen a good chunk of the shows she discussed on this tier list, and it's time for Ricky's opinion. I was screaming at her the entire time, so I'm like, let me make my own list. To preface, I am not really into supernatural things. I love witches, but like vampires, wolves, I don't know, even with Wattpad stories, I just can't get into that. So some of that is an automatic never seen. Okay, let's get into it. All right, we're starting off with the iconic Gossip Girl. I'm gonna put Gossip Girl in good because I've seen the whole Gossip Girl through and through. I think it is a revolutionary show, especially when it was airing on TV. You know, they got complaints from parents or whatever for it being raunchy and underage drinking and blah blah blah, but I think that's what made it so revolutionary. It's something, I don't want to say it's never been seen before because there was stuff like 90210 and stuff, but this was on another level. Now I will say, after watching Gossip Girl now, I started watching it in 7th grade and now I'm a sophomore in college. Now the only good season is the first one. It's like everything with the whole damn being Gossip Girl, that's what really put the nail in the coffin for this show just going to shit. It made no sense. I heard Eric was actually supposed to be, Serena's brother was supposed to be Gossip Girl, but then somebody guessed it. But to me, just because somebody guessed it doesn't mean you need to change the whole, it made no sense. That first season is a hit, so I'm gonna have to put it in good just for the first season. It makes a steady downhill after that, but just for the first season I'm gonna have to put it in good. Next we have the originals, never seen. Sex Education. This show to me is such an accurate depiction of like teens, Generation Z, and how we're navigating sex. I want to put it in godly because of Eric. Eric is, I want to see so much more of him in the next season, but I mean, we already see a good chunk of him, but I want to see even more. I want to put it in godly. And the fact that it's a British high school, to me, at first I was like, if this was American, I wouldn't like it as much. Should I put it in godly or great? I'm putting godly. I might change my mind later. Outer Banks. This past season, season 2, hit after hit after hit. Season started off so strong, and then the episodes just were, it was just action after action after action. It was just so much. It was so good. I could not keep my eyes off the screen. It was such a big step up from the first season. The first season was kind of boring at some spots, and the whole treasure thing to me was getting a little old. It's just kind of like, okay y'all, like, okay. Second season, wow, like it was just one thing after another after another. I don't want to spoil it, but once somebody was released from jail, it got a little boring, but it picked right back up. I'm gonna have to put Outer Banks in a grade. That second season alone was just so good. And Pope, call me. Okay, next, what show is this? I actually don't know what this is. Oh, this is The Winx, never seen. The End of the Effing World. Funny thing about this, I'm gonna put it in never seen, but I was gonna watch it. This was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And for some reason, I started watching the 5th episode of season 1. Like, Netflix had the 5th episode. I wasn't looking, I guess, and I just clicked. Like, the first thing that I saw, which I assume was episode 1, was actually episode 5. And yes, I was confused throughout the entire thing. Everything Sucks, never seen. Make It or Break It, never seen. Dance Academy, never seen. Gilmore Girls. I watched Gilmore Girls on Netflix a couple years ago. I'm gonna put it in okay. The little Netflix reboot they tried to do with the whole 4 episodes and 4 different seasons, that was very boring. Gilmore Girls is very much okay. Like, it's very much a older show, and it definitely shows. It's okay, I guess. It's very white. Switched at Birth, never seen. Young Royals, never seen. And when I was reading the comments of Trent's video, literally everybody was talking about that show. I'm like, dang, she talked about 67 shows and everybody's talking about this one. But I might watch it. When I saw the trailer, it looked cute, so I might watch it, but I've never seen it. All American. I watched the first season of All American when it was first released on Netflix. I know it's a CW show, but I watched it when it was on Netflix, the first season, and like everybody at school was watching it, and it was a pain to get through. It's so freaking corny. We've heard this story before. A hood guy gets the opportunity to go to a elite school, he has adversities and people making fun of him. You know, he got to do it all for Crenshaw. The TikToks about it are so funny, but it's so corny, and it was a pain to get through the first season. When the second season came out, I wasn't even worried about it. Wasn't even worried about it. It's too corny for me. Dare Me. I actually watched like the first episode of this and never watched the second. It was boring. Death Row or bad. It was boring. Death Row or bad. I'm gonna put it in Death Row. It was really boring. This show I've never seen. Riverdale, again, when it first was released on Netflix, I watched it just like everybody else, and it was a little boring to me. And everybody hates this show because I guess they like turned it into a musical. It was just boring. Like, I did not have an urge to watch the second season. Euphoria. I'm gonna put Euphoria in good. Like everybody else, I just think it's kind of weird how they're in high school. I think it's an okay show. To me, it's a little overhyped, and it's a lack of black women on the show. Zendaya is biracial, so I don't want to hear anything about that. I think they should be in college, but other than that, it's a cute show. It's a somewhat okay depiction of Generation Z, or at least like a little bit like mid-age, older Generation Z. I don't know a ton of people who were doing like hard drugs in high school, but maybe that's because I was just kind of on the wall. I don't know. I'm saying it's a good depiction, but at the same time I'm saying it's a little like much. It's a little inaccurate, but I don't know. I am looking forward to season 2. The Jules episode, oh wow. The Root episode was boring as fuck. That episode was so freaking boring. Like, everybody was like, oh my god, like this is like a therapy session for me. I didn't relate. I was literally laying on the floor like this. I was like, 45 minutes of these two talking. The Jules episode though. So I'm like very iffy on the show, but overall it's good, and I am looking forward to season 2. 13 Reasons Why. I watched the first season when it first came out when I was in the 9th grade. My whole school was talking about it. Never watched after the first season. I don't know if I can accurately judge it. I'm gonna put it in bad because I was bored. No, because everybody was talking about it, and I felt like I only liked it because everybody at my school and all my friends were talking about it. Again, like once we went on to the next grade and I wasn't really talking to those people anymore, I never had the urge to watch it. Yeah, I watched the first season, so I feel like I don't need to put it in never seen, so I'm gonna just keep it in bad. Pretty Little Liars. I've never seen Pretty Little Liars. I literally watched this person's he basically reviewed the whole season. I mean the whole series. I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that fandom. I never watched Pretty Little Liars. Of course it's like a household name, but I literally just watched this guy's video on it and I feel like I know everything. So I kind of want to judge it, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna put it in never seen. 90210. When Trin put this at Death Row, or she put it really low, she put it at bad or Death Row, I was like, but I think I need to rewatch it because I've only watched it once, and I watched it when it was still on Netflix. I watched it right after I watched Gossip Girl, so I was still in middle school, like 7th or 8th grade, and I loved it. But I feel like older me needs to watch it, which is why after this video I am going to like rewatch this show. But 8th grade me is gonna put it in good because I really enjoyed that show. Next we have Generation. I'm gonna put Generation in okay because it's some parts that I like, some parts that I don't like. They split the season up, so it was the first half of the season and the second half of the season, and the first half was really cute to me, but the second half was kind of boring, not gonna lie. I do like how they approach the whole student-teacher relationship though, because all these teen shows have it, and Generation does a really good job of how, in my opinion, it should be depicted. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in okay. Not really itching for a second season. The 100, never seen it. I had a friend in middle school and she just literally tried to force me to watch the show, and I've honestly had like a disdain for it. I think I watched like literally the first 5 minutes of the first episode about the whole premise of the show, like them being like 100 years after extinction or something. I don't know. Never seen it, and I really don't have any intention on watching it because that girl put a bad taste in my mouth. American Horror Story. I'm gonna put American Horror Story in godly. I just feel like it deserves it. I've seen every season except for Roanoke and Hotel. I started watching Hotel. I never finished it because of that baby, the Countess's baby. It made me really sad. That just completely turned me off from the season, but I heard it's not good after that. So, and Roanoke, I just never had any interest in watching it. I love American Horror Story. I think it's a very solid show. I think it deserves all of its rah rah. My personal favorite season is Coven, but the best season, because that's a difference. It's a very blurry line between my personal favorite and the best. I used to say Coven is the best, Coven is the best. But if you look at the facts, if you look at the material, Coven is not the best. And that's coming from a Coven fan. I think that's my personal favorite season. But the best season of the show, in my opinion, is either Murder House or 1984. 1984? What a step up. What an elevation from Apocalypse. Apocalypse was a freaking show, and 1984 was like redemption. It's so good. Like, I really was not expecting it to be that good. Like, the trailer made me like literally roll my eyes. I'm like, oh god, what is this? But I actually watched it. It was so good. It was so good. But my personal favorite is Coven. The best is between Murder House and 1984. I can't choose, and you won't make me. I feel like it would be weird to say AHS 1984 is the best season. Asylum was cute. It had its little holes for me. It's a solid show. I'm very excited for season 10. And these American Horror Stories on Hulu are really cute. The only one that I didn't really like was the third one. But the other two were cute. Actually, I did not like how the first one ended with Homegirl from Ant Farm. I didn't really like how that ended, but it was cute. I think this is awkward. I'm going to put it on never seen because I've never seen it. Insatiable! Everybody hates this show. I'm putting it at good because I think it's really funny, and I think people were just taking it too serious. I get the whole fat suit thing. That was not cute. Like, that was kind of unnecessary. Like, I didn't like that. But people were also criticizing it on the way they depicted eating disorders. But I remember there was one scene where Debbie Ryan's character, I forget her name, she was eating cake. Like, she was like, well, I'm gonna have one bite of cake for my birthday. And she ended up like stuffing the whole cake in her mouth and like literally like stuffing it in her mouth. And it was hard to watch, but it was also like, you know, eye-opening for me, for someone who's never suffered from eating disorders. I don't know, it made me think like, wow. And now that there's like eating disorder TikTok, I really watch that stuff because now, like, I really had no idea, you know, the severity, so many different types of it. But Insatiable is so freaking funny, and I do not understand the hate that it gets besides the fat suit thing and all that. I think it's really funny, and I'm very sad that it was canceled. I love all the characters, and Debbie Ryan did a good job. Cruel Summer, I put it in good. It was okay. I don't think it needs a second season, but the only reason why they're doing it is because apparently it was like the most watched show on Freeform in history, which that is so hard for me to believe because like Pretty Little Liars, that was like literally a household name, but whatever. I don't think it needs a second season. It was okay. Should I put it in great? No, it was okay. I wasn't on the edge of my seat, but at the same time I was interested. Olivia Holt did her thing. Homegirl who played Jeanette did her thing because everybody hates Jeanette for a reason. This is Legacies. I actually watched like the first, couple episodes of this show, like maybe 12 or 13, and I got bored. Maybe because I never watched the prequel, which I think is the originals. I just watched it because I heard about witches, and I love witches. I'm gonna put it in bad because I was bored. Like, I couldn't even finish the first season. Love Victor! Godly. Godly. Stop messing up, mouse. Godly. I'm putting in godly. I love this show. Season 2 was amazing, immaculate, everything I've ever wanted in a teen show. It was so good and such a step up from that very mediocre season 1. Oh my gosh, I love this show so freaking much. I wish they would do my girl Mia better. I would like to see more of her and her character development in season 3. I love season 2 of the show. I love season 2 of the show, and I cannot wait for season 3. I love it so much. I'm also very tired of the Nick Robinson Simon cameos. Like, this is called Love Victor, not Love Simon. I'm tired of Simon popping up. I know this is based off of his story, but like, this is a whole new person, whole new family. It's not a whole new city, they're still in Atlanta, but like, come on, like, I'm tired of seeing him. Sorry. Never seen this. Whatever this is, never seen it. The Fosters. It was interesting to see Trent's commentary on this show. I love this show. I love Good Trouble. It's spinoff. I think Good Trouble is way better than The Fosters, but The Fosters still holds weight. About the incest thing, I think y'all are doing too much, because at the same time I was like, yeah, this is pretty bad. They do have the same parents, but these are Callie's adoptive parents, and Callie has not known them her entire life. It was just like a good chunk of her life. And if we look at the present, Brandon is off getting married to somebody, and Callie has completely moved on with her lawyer stuff and her dating around. So I don't think it was that serious. And I think that incest is serious. And it's not, what they did was not okay. And I felt like in the show, they were literally saying that. Like, nobody wanted them to be together. Like, they weren't like glorifying incest, like saying you should do this. It was very much like they were penalizing them for it, and nobody supported them. So I don't know why incest is always brought up when talking about the Fosters, because to me it was like not even 1/3 of the show, less than 1/3 of the show. I really like the Fosters. I love the Fosters. I'm gonna put it in great, because even though, like Trent said, it was at some points like trying to be too progressive, I still think it had a lot of mess in it that was good, but also learning lessons. So at that, I'm gonna put the Fosters at great. Gifted, never seen. Ginny and Georgia, it was okay. I enjoyed watching it. I guess you could say I'm looking forward to season 2. Like, when season 2 comes out, I'm not gonna be like, I gotta watch it right now, I gotta binge it. It was very hard for me. I'm not a binge watcher. I like to take my time on shows. It was so hard for me to not binge Love Victor season 2. It was so good. But anyway, back to Ginny and Georgia. It's okay. It's okay. I like all the commentary videos people are doing, or people were doing, about it on YouTube. The Carrie Diaries, I'm gonna put it at good, because this is coming from somebody who's never watched Sex and the City ever in life. I was literally just a young girl, what was I, in the 8th or 9th grade when this came out on Netflix, just watching any show that was in the teen category on Netflix, and I thought it was really cute. Homegirl's love interest, I thought he was really cute. I don't really remember this show, but from what I can remember, it was good to me. But again, this is coming from somebody who, I had no idea what was going on. Not that I didn't know what was going on. I do think this show, you could watch it without watching Sex and the City and still know what was going on. It's very much that. I was literally, Carrie Bradshaw, who? I have no idea. I still to this day have never seen Sex and the City, so. The OC, never seen. I'm not okay with this. Never seen. Scam, never seen. The Wilds. Godly. I love this show. I don't even know who told Amanda Baby on YouTube. She said to watch it, and I watched it, and I loved it. I have nothing else to say. I can't wait for season 2. Amazon Prime, keep doing what you're doing, because Amazon, this is this is HBO Max, this is Hulu, this is Netflix, this is Amazon Prime for me. Amazon Prime is going up there. It's kind of already surpassing Netflix. There's nothing on Netflix to me. Love that show. I have nothing to say. It's that good. Dawson's Creek. This is actually a show that I started watching this summer. I put it in bed. I'll tell you what. This is a show I actually started watching this past summer. I was like, this is going to be my summer show. By the end of the summer, I'm going to watch it. I go to school Friday. I move in Friday. Today's Wednesday, and I am still on season 3. It's kind of boring. I haven't watched it in like 2 weeks. It's kind of boring, and it's so 90s. And this is coming from somebody who was born January 2002. It's so 90s, and it's just like kind of boring to me. I will say somebody's death in season 2, or maybe it was season 3. No, it was season 2. Somebody's death. I don't want to. No, if you haven't seen Dawson's Creek at this point, if you don't want no Dawson's Creek spoilers, skip up. But Abby's death, completely shocking. That took me by surprise. Abby was, I literally used to yell at my screen like, this chick, I hope she's somewhere, the character of course, I hope she's somewhere dead. Like, this girl is actually a menace. Like, she is so terrible. And she actually died. Like, when they showed her body, I was like, oh, she's about to go to the hospital, you know, get better. And they put a body bag, they zipped up the body bag. I was like, wow. That's the only like anything I can remember from that show. Everything else, it's just been birds. It's just been like non-memorable. Like, it's kind of boring. I really want to try to trudge through it, because no, like, why am I trying to trudge through it? I'm gonna put it in bad, because it's not grabbing me like it should. This show, never seen. Grand Army, very sad that there's no season 2. I liked Grand Army. I think it had minor flaws, but overall I thought it was should I move it to great? I don't want to move it to great just because of Layla. We're leaving it at good. I love Grand Army. This is one of those shows, in my opinion, like Sex Education, that is a good depiction of modern Generation Z type teens. The whole storyline with Joey and her friends, oh wow, that was so real. That was so real, and that stuff actually happens. Should I move it to great? I'm been great. I don't care. Layla, you are preventing this to almost, no, it's not godly, but like, just excuse Layla. No, that bomb threat. Good. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. Love Grand Army. Very sad it's not getting a season 2. Very sad. Very sad. Shadowhunters never seen. Cloak and Dagger never seen. Whatever this is, never seen. Wait. No, yeah, The Perfectionist never seen. Elite. Elite started off very strong. Kind of like Gossip Girl. The only good season is season 1. That's about it. Everything else, just steady downhill. Just really disappointing. Like this new season, season 4, I haven't even watched it. I don't have the urge to watch it. Just because season 3 was a freaking mess. Also, I heard in season 4, there's like new people. Also, Netflix released like these little mini stories about different characters, and that's just too much to watch. Like, you want me to watch all this and then watch a whole season? Like, if I don't watch the little stories, will I understand what's going on? I've given up on Elite. And Yara Zaid, she did a great video on Elite, and it really opened my eyes. I'm gonna put Elite in bad. I'm gonna put Elite in bad. Season 1 is so good. I'm gonna put it in bad. It just completely lost its essence for me. Maybe one day I'll watch these little love stories or whatever Netflix. It's like 3 or 4 of them. It's a lot of them. And maybe I'll watch season 4, but it's looking very unlikely. Like Trin said, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is not in my era. The Society. I watched Trin's video on this show like maybe 2 days ago. I did watch The Society. I think it came out when I was in the 11th grade, and my homegirl really liked it. And I put my sister onto it. I think the whole, these kids trying to build their new society after this whole weird scientific or maybe not scientific coincidence happened. Like, they're still trying to figure it out. This show had a lot of promise. I'm gonna put it in good because homeboy Campbell, wow, what a villain. Very scary, very convincing. A critique I forgot to mention is that there's literally no diversity in this show. Like, there's no black women. There's nobody that's me or darker in this show. That's an issue. I don't know if it's because this is based in fictional Connecticut, and Connecticut isn't like the most diverse place ever, but come on. Who can pick up these shows? Like, can some of these directors, producers, writers, y'all need to pick up these shows and put them on your own platforms, because Netflix is wrong. They are dead wrong for that. Scream Queens! There is only 1 season of Scream Queens. There is no such thing as Scream Queens season 2, okay? So when I'm talking about Scream Queens, there's no such thing as Scream Queens season 2. Okay, that's not a thing. There's only 1 Scream Queens. You guys remember? I'm gonna put Scream Queens in great. Trin really criticized this show. This is just a video of me replying to Trin. I love this show. I watched the show as it was coming on TV, okay? I ain't watching nowhere else. And I loved it. Me and my homegirls love this show. It was funny. I think y'all are taking it too serious. It was very funny. Season 1, there's no such thing as season 2. Season 1 was so funny, and the murder aspect, I thought, to me, it was like Scary Movie. That movie with Regina Hall, where it's like a comedic horror story. It was like that. Emma Roberts did her thing. Lea Michele did her thing. Jamie Curtis did her thing. Keke Palmer. Yes, Miss Ma'ams did her thing. I love that show. Season 1. There's no such thing as season 2. I loved it. And Ariana Grande, of course, it was nice seeing her. Dang, I kind of want to rewatch Scream Queens now. Never Have I Ever. I just got done watching season 2 probably a week ago. I'm gonna put Never Have I Ever in okay because it's very mediocre. I just like the fact that it's like an Indian girl as the lead in an Indian family. I think that's great representation for the Indians. That's the only reason why I'm putting it in okay. Because it's kind of like, this past season was kind of lackluster. It was kind of boring. I think they need to do some changes to the show if there's going to be a season 3. Tiny Pretty Things. I'm gonna put it in okay too. It was okay. Not me saying the tier descriptions. It was okay. Like, I like the relationships in the show. The whole who did it was kind of boring. And also, like, you know, black girl is kind of the main character. This show also has the same trope of all-American, black kid, super talented, whatever they do, gets the opportunity to go to an elite school. I'm not looking forward to a season 2. Let's just say that. Like, I'm not pining for a season 2. I think that should say enough. American Vandal, great. I need to rewatch this. Are they coming back with some more seasons, or has Netflix also made a bad decision? Because that show was funny and it was interesting. Freaks and Geeks, never seen. On My Block, Jamal is the only reason why I still watch On My Block. The first season was good. To me personally, steady downhill since. When the show be on, like a lot of people be talking about it, like it's like a hot topic when new season airs. So I think that's the only reason why they keep making new seasons. And this upcoming season I heard is the last one. Thank God. People know how to cut things off when they need to be cut off. I'm gonna put On My Block in good for Jamal and Jamal only. One Tree Hill, never seen. I heard that's the sequel to Dawson's Creek, so if it's anything like Dawson's Creek, actually my friend told me it's not. So maybe I'll give it a chance if I ever, no, even if I don't finish Dawson's Creek, I might give One Tree Hill a chance. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Chaos for sure. When did this come out? 2018? When I first saw the trailer of this, I was so excited. I love witches. I was so excited, and I had somewhat of a very faint memory of the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I was so excited. Seeing Kieran Shipka, Ross Lynch. I was so excited. The trailer. If y'all have seen the original trailer for this show, it's so good, and the show is just like... Season 1, again, a lot of these shows, they start off really strong, and maybe the pressure gets to them because they see people like it, and then it just goes haywire. I don't know where to put this show. I'd say by season 3, I was like, this past season, the last season, I put air quotes around last season because apparently this is supposed to be being picked up by another network, not Netflix, and because the ending was so dumb. It was so freaking dumb. And that's why I said they have to pick, somebody else has to pick this up because what the fudge? And I know this show just looks super expensive to make. And it's just like, what is going on? I should put this in bad. Hey, I'm being real nice by putting this in okay. I'm being real nice. Wow, this show had so much promise. And like I said, it started off okay. I watched same guy's video on it. Very good. Panic, never seen. The Gossip Girl reboot. This is better than... Was I about to say the Gossip Girl reboot is better than the original? I can't say that because, you know, they bring up the... They be having mentions of the original a lot. I mean, we're not done with it yet. We're only, what, 6 episodes in? I'm putting it in great. It's very good to me. I really have no complaints. They're not done with the show yet. The show is good. Like Amanda said, Obi is a menace and he's really the only bad character. I love this show and I think they're going in a great direction. The teacher-student relationship, they should have taken notes from Generation. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. And it's just like, you think he's about to help him. You think it's about to be like the Generation student-teacher relationship. But it's not, and it's disgusting to watch. It really is. It's probably worse than any other teacher-student relationship I've ever seen. From this past episode, I guess they're about to eradicate that. They're about to fix that because it's actually disgusting to watch. Other than that, I'm very impressed by the Gossip Girl reboot. I love the whole sister thing. I love it. What is this? Oh, Degrassi. Never seen. It was like a thing in my household. Like when Degrassi commercials came on Teen Nick, like we had to look away. Like my parents thought it was just really raunchy. I have seen New Class or Next Class or whatever, the one that's on Netflix. I think it's cute. But I've never seen Degrassi, even though it's like one of the teen show pioneers in modern teen shows. Whatever this is, never seen it. Whatever this is, never seen it. Dang, my never seen is thick. I thought I was a teen show connoisseur. Skims, never seen. Stranger Things, never seen. I think it's let me not say that because I've never even pressed episode 1. All I know is I'm not a fan of sci-fi. Not a fan of unrealistic things, like I said. Secret Life of American Teenager. I actually watched this and I never finished it. Homegirl had the baby. She was living on her own with, I think his name was Ricky or whatever her baby daddy's name was. I almost said love interest. He ain't love her. I got through a good chunk of it. I'm gonna put it in bad. Because it was kind of corny. I don't know if it's because of the time period. What was this, like early, like mid 2000s? It was like 2009. Was that mid? Girl, I'm putting it in bad because I didn't finish it. It was obviously not good enough for me to finish. Vampire Diaries, never seen. Never seen. Trinkets, I have seen this show. This past season was cute. I'm gonna put it in good. I love everybody's friendship in the show. The three girls are really just fun and cute, and it's a good teen show. It's a very much average teen show. I will say Mo's love interest looks exactly like, I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. It's not even me trying to be like mean. Like every time I see him, I just think of Rihanna's character from Home. Okay, last we have Glee. Now Glee, I never finished Glee. Once they got to New York, once Demi Lovato came, no shade to Demi Lovato, I like them, but to me the show just lost its essence. The whole premise of the show, a high school glee club, the soundtrack alone, this show got it going godly. I love all the characters. The only character I just cannot stand is Rachel. But she can sing. I haven't watched the show in a long time. Like I stopped watching it, like I said, when it got to New York, because I didn't understand, you know, this is supposed to be about high school glee club, now we're in college. But you know, the people love the show so much, they wanted more and more and more and more. So I understand why they kept going. I haven't watched the show in years, so I really don't remember it. I think the show is very iconic and deserves all the hype and the fandom from it. It doesn't have that much of a significant impact on my life. I was very hooked on it from the beginning to season 3. When they win nationals, to me, that is actually the end of Glee. Like anything past that, in my mind, is irrelevant. Finn Corey Monteith tribute was really nice, but other than that, I just didn't understand. I'm like, why are we still following them? The music, whatever, it's the music, it's the music, it's the music. In season 3, when they win nationals and they come back to the school and they're expecting for slushy to be thrown at them, but instead it's confetti, and it's take me to your best friend's house of confetti in slow motion. It was so, I cry every time. Like I literally just look up that particular scene on YouTube and I cry. That is the true ending of Glee in my opinion. That is my opinion, and that's coming from somebody that's not even I'm not a fan of Glee, like a gleek, that's what they call them. I haven't watched the show in years, just from my memories. So that's me ranking all of these 66 or 67 teen shows. Most of them I've never seen, either because the cast is too white, sorry, or something about supernatural stuff. Godly, we have Sex Education, American Horror Story, Love, Victor, The Wilds, and Glee. This is my list. This is my list. Wow. Am I really a teen TV show connoisseur? Guess we'll never know. Know you love me. XOXO Ricky J.